Roy Benevidez. Born in 1935, Benavidez's early life was marked by hardship growing up in rural Texas. He faced poverty and discrimination as a Mexican-American. But these challenges only strengthened his resolve, shaping him into a man of immense character. Little did anyone know that this young man from humble beginnings would rise to become one of the most decorated soldiers in American history. His story is one of extraordinary bravery and a profound commitment to duty. His actions in the Vietnam War, particularly during one harrowing mission, would forever etch his name in the annals of military history. Roy Benevidez, orphaned at a young age, he and his younger brother were raised by relatives along with 8 cousins facing poverty and prejudice. Despite these obstacles, he worked hard. He shined shoes at the local bus station, labored on farms in Texas, New Mexico, and Colorado. In 1952, at the age of 17, he left school to help support his family, working on farms and eventually in a tire shop. Driven by a strong sense of patriotism, Benavidez enlisted in the United States Army in 1955 during the Korean War. He saw this as an opportunity to serve his country and build a better future for himself. He volunteered for airborne duty, demonstrating his courage and commitment. After completing his training, Benavidez was assigned to the 82nd Airborne Division at Fort Bragg, North Carolina. He embraced military life, excelling in his duties and earning the respect of his fellow soldiers. May 2nd, 1968. A day forever etched in the memory of Roy Benevidez. Serving as a staff sergeant with the 5th Special Forces Group, Benavidez found himself in South Vietnam. The Vietnam War raged, and he was stationed at Loc Ninh, a base near the Cambodian border. On that fateful day, an urgent call crackled over the radio. A 12-man Special Forces patrol was pinned down, surrounded by an overwhelming enemy force of about 1,000 men. They were outnumbered and in desperate need of extraction. The situation appeared bleak, with little hope of survival. Benavidez, without hesitation, volunteered to join the rescue mission. He understood the immense danger but refused to abandon his fellow soldiers. Boarding a helicopter with other volunteers, they raced towards the sound of gunfire. As the helicopter approached the landing zone, the true horror of the situation became chillingly clear. The ground was littered with enemy soldiers, and the air crackled with gunfire. The helicopter was unable to land, forcing Benavidez to jump from a significant height into the heart of the battle. Armed only with a knife, he jumped from the helicopter, which was 30 to 40 feet off the ground, carrying his medical bag, and ran to help the trapped patrol. Landing in the midst of a raging battle, Benavidez found himself surrounded by enemy soldiers. With the deafening roar of gunfire, he ran approximately 75 meters under withering small arms fire to his wounded team. Prior to reaching the team's position, he was wounded in his right leg, face, and head. Despite these painful injuries, he took charge, repositioning the team members. At one point in the battle, an enemy accosted him and stabbed him with his bayonet. Benavidez pulled it out, drew his own knife, killed him, and kept going. He later killed 2 more with an AK-47 while providing cover fire for the people boarding the helicopter. He knew he was facing overwhelming odds. With unwavering courage, he charged forward with his Thompson submachine gun blazing. Benavidez moved with incredible speed and agility, dodging bullets and returning fire with deadly accuracy. He fought his way through the enemy ranks towards the wounded soldiers. He rallied the surviving members of the patrol, providing words of encouragement amidst the chaos. Despite being wounded multiple times, Benavidez refused to give in. He continued to fight with every ounce of his strength, determined to save as many lives as possible. For 6 grueling hours, Roy Benevidez waged a relentless battle against the enemy. His actions during those harrowing hours went far beyond the call of duty, becoming the stuff of legend. He repeatedly braved enemy fire to retrieve wounded soldiers, carrying them to the extraction point, all while under intense fire. During one particularly daring act, Benavidez, already severely wounded, crawled over several yards to secure a vital communication device. This device allowed him to call in air support, providing a lifeline to the trapped soldiers. He then threw smoke canisters to direct the aircraft to the team's position and directed airstrikes with pinpoint accuracy, guiding them away from his comrades while simultaneously engaging the enemy in close combat. Throughout the relentless assault, Roy Benevidez sustained a multitude of injuries. Benavidez was injured with a total of 37 bullets, bayonet and shrapnel wounds from the 6-hour fight with the enemy battalion. He was shot in the legs, arms and back, each wound threatening to end his life. Yet he refused to succumb to pain or fatigue and continued to fight. It was a miracle that he was still alive. Despite his severe wounds and under intense enemy fire, he carried and dragged half of the wounded team members to the awaiting aircraft. A helicopter finally managed to land, providing a narrow window for extraction. He then provided protective fire by running alongside the aircraft as it moved to pick up the remaining team members. As the enemy's fire intensified, he hurried to recover the body and classify documents on the dead team leader. He was then evacuated to the base camp. Initially, due to the severity of his wounds, Roy Benevidez was believed to be dead. His body, riddled with bullet and shrapnel wounds, was placed in a body bag. Among the other dead in body bags, he was suddenly recognized by a friend who called for help. A doctor came and examined him, but believed Benavidez was dead. The doctor was about to zip up the body bag when Benavidez managed to spit in his face to show that he was alive. Benavidez was evacuated once again to Fort Sam Houston's Brooke Army Medical Center, where he eventually recovered. After a grueling year of recovery and multiple surgeries, Benavidez received the news that he had been awarded the Medal of Honor. On February 24, 1981, President Ronald Reagan presented him with the nation's highest military decoration, recognizing his conspicuous gallantry and intrepidity at the risk of his life above and beyond the call of duty. Reagan, deeply moved by Benavidez's story, remarked during the ceremony, "If the story of his heroism were a movie script, you wouldn't believe it." Roy Benevidez's story extends far beyond the battlefield. He dedicated his life after Vietnam to sharing his experiences, inspiring countless individuals. He became a sought-after speaker, traveling across the country, sharing his story with schools, veterans groups and community organizations. He emphasized the importance of education, hard work and perseverance, particularly to underprivileged youth. Roy Benevidez passed away on November 29, 1998, at the age of 63. His death marked the passing of a true American hero, but his legacy continues to inspire. Schools, parks and military installations across the country have been named in his honor. His story is told and retold, ensuring that future generations will remember the extraordinary courage of this remarkable man. Roy Benevidez's life serves as a beacon of hope, reminding us that even in the darkest of times, the human spirit is capable of extraordinary things.